GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting. GoLogin is a platform that enables users to manage multiple browser profiles.
After taking out this high, then we could have expected this to hold. Then this would have been a good setup. But you see, this was that external range liquidity price was going for. Okay, this is the one they were going before. So then going after. So why did you expect price to sell from this? Why did you expect that? Even though we got a breakout structure, that's why I told you we need to stick to the higher time frame. We need to stick to the higher time frame. So your setup occurred right here. Okay, but what are they actually reaching for? Now, this was our range. Okay, this was our range from this low, this high. Let's take that as the range from this low, this high. And then this was that internal range liquidity. Okay, this was that internal range liquidity. So after taking out internal range liquidity, where are they going next? External range liquidity. So your one happened right here. So why would you expect to sell before taking out external range liquidity? Yeah, it will give a reaction. It will give a reaction because there was an inducement right here. So it just gave a reaction. But we need to know that where price is actually heading. It was heading for this. So like we should not do that. We should not do that.
Okay. You wouldn't have taken a trade there, like a small sell.
I wouldn't have done that. I know that it won't work out because it's like so close to taking out external range liquidity. See that? This is where the external range liquidity goes. So why would I sell from this? Why would I sell from here? Like it will give reactions. It will give reactions because why? It's the same thing. It took out liquidity, okay, and it broke structure. It broke structure. Okay, that was somewhere around here. Okay, let's take this. It broke structure. Okay, and what did price do? Came back into the breaker. So we know that the first one that comes into the breaker is that inducement. Okay, it came into the breaker, created that inducement, and then we had that wick. We had that wick. So this was okay. This was okay. You see now, this setup always gives a reaction. It will give a reaction. See that?
So you use the wick instead of that order block above it?
What's the closest one now? Which one is the closest?
Yeah, but it didn't fill that imbalance though, I thought.
Yeah, it did not. It did not. But if you go to 30 seconds or something, there might be a good order block right there. Shit. I would have personally used the wick. See that there was a good order block, but it was mitigated. But I told you, we need to always pay attention to the wicks. Okay, we need to pay attention to the wicks. Okay, so I would have done that, and it gave a reaction too. Okay, but it just gives a reaction. If this setup occurs, it will give a reaction. But if this is like aligned with the higher time frame, your confluences are more because the higher time frame wants to go there too. But just look at this. Okay, this was external range liquidity, and why would you sell from this? Like it came this close to taking out external range liquidity, and then it came like started falling back down. So like, why would you expect sales from here? You get that?
Okay. Can we go back to M1 again for a second, please?
Right there.
Yeah, same place.
Okay.
After that, Udara, would you mind going to EU and just giving your thoughts on it for today?
Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
I'm just going to annotate again. So when would you, because of course I saw this as inducement, but when would, well, earlier you said this is a breaker structure. So when would you kind of class this as a breaker structure instead of inducement? Is that to do with the higher time frame?
I'm sorry, I did not get that. Can you?
So I said that this was a sell because this was the inducement here, but before you said that this was like your breaker structure and then you took a trade from here or whatever. Like when would you class it as a breaker structure?
Why would I do that?
Yeah, how do you know it's a breaker structure, not inducement?
You see, price, what did it do? Took out liquidity from all of these lows. See that? Like there were like this was sideways price action, something like a trend line, and everything was there. Price, what did it do? It took out liquidity, and we know that. That's why I told you, like, it's just the same thing once again. We need to know where higher time frame is, like where the higher time frame wants to go. So right here was that external range liquidity price was after. This was the one that price was going to. So what did price do? Took out all of these lows. Okay, took out all of these lows. And if you go to a seconds time frame, this would be more clear. See, this was a clear downtrend on the seconds time frame. See how price came back, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Then what did it do? After taking out all of those liquidity, it broke structure. See that?
Yeah.
After taking out all of those lows, it broke structure right here, somewhere around here. Okay, and it even got induced with this little wick. So I'll tell you this. If I'm looking at the 15 seconds time frame for entries, this little gap, this gap for me is a major confluence that price wants to come there. Okay, and it got induced too. So I don't think many of you are trading in the lower time frames. Okay, but if you're trading in the 15-second, if you see this gap, like always expect it to get filled. Like with your order block, if there is a gap, I would take this for sure. Okay, because I've seen this setup, like not this setup, I've seen this occur like so many times. This gap with this order block, this would be very high probable. Okay, price will fill it, tap into it, and then like go back up very fast. Okay, so that was not your question, but this is how I got the breakout structure. You get that?
Okay. So it kind of has to do with higher time frame as well.
I'm sorry?
It has to kind of do with higher time frame. Obviously, the drawn liquidity was
has
that,
to.
yeah.
It has to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the drawn liquidity is above this. Okay, this is where they're heading. This is where they're heading. So it came back up this higher. Okay, and then why would it want to fall without taking out external range liquidity? See that?
Yeah.
This was that internal range liquidity. So after taking that out, where is price going next? So it took out sell stops. I told you a drop in a bullish market is a hunt for sell stops. So after taking out sell stops, where are they going next? Buy stops. See that?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
I have one question.
Okay.
On the 1 minute, where you just at?
Right here. Okay.
Yeah. Like, did you expect for it to maybe come back down to a breaker on that pullback?
Me?
Or yeah, like, or would you? Like if it didn't?
The thing is, I wasn't looking at the charts at that time.
Yeah.
But I would expect something around here. At
Yeah,
least
see, that's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
was
would wait for
expecting the
at least
same
that.
thing.
Yeah.
But
Or
after
even-
this, it took out liquidity and it broke structure. So if this thing happens, it is going to be a strong low. Okay, now always look for that. Always look for that.
Yeah.
If price takes out liquidity and if it breaks structure, this will hold. Okay, like I'm not saying it must hold, but it will hold. This thing right here. Okay, so the first one always comes to the breaker, inducement. This is that setup I'm always looking for. Nothing else.
Yeah.
This is the one I'm always looking for.
Gotcha.
Okay, I hope
So-
it's clear.
Would that be the right breaker, or like would that other small one under it be the breaker?
This thing or this
Yeah.
thing.
Is that the right one? Yeah.
Yeah,
or is
I
that
would
the
look
right-
for this. I would look for this because the reason is this was that major resistance. Okay, so I would
Okay.
look for this. I would look
Gotcha.
for this, but there was no inducement too, so it did not come back down.
Got you. Yeah, that clears it up.
Okay. So what else?
So with that diagram you just drew there, right? You're saying
Yeah.
that even if there is a breaker at the top, right? The price is
Yeah,
going to
this
break
was a
that.
breaker.
Yeah. So even if this here is a breaker, price is
Mhm.
going to break through this and go for the external liquidity like we saw yesterday.
If price has to now, the thing is this is a bullish setup. Okay, this is a bullish
Right.
setup. So I didn't. Why did you mark this now?
No, like yesterday we had the breaker there and it's looking to sell from the breaker, right? And you you explained just now that
Oh, this
that
thing right here. This
yeah
one
at the top,
right here.
yeah.
Right here, somewhere around here.
No, like up here. Up here was the breaker yesterday.
Right.
No, wait, we're in the wrong place now. If you go on the M15, yeah, you'll see it on the M15, right? Up here,
Okay.
right over here. This was the breaker here. This
This one.
No, wait. I'm getting
That doesn't
confused here.
make
This is today.
This was yesterday. This was
yesterday.
This
right.
was yesterday.
Yeah. So this are the high.
Okay.
So this was the high, and price came up back here into breaker, right?
This thing IT8 came to the break.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. And then this was you look to take a sell here, but you said no, right? Because you just explained it, right?
Yeah,
So,
I just explained it. Like, why
yeah.
wouldn't we take a sell from this? The reason is this is the draw on liquidity. Okay, this is the draw on liquidity. Okay, now even though now I told you, if something like this happens, this low has to hold. Like, it's not a must. It's not a must. It's not a must. Okay, but it has to hold now. Even though this was a strong high at some point, it took out liquidity and it broke structure. This was strong. This was strong. That's right. But the thing is, where is the draw on liquidity? Where is the draw on liquidity? Okay, just give me 1 minute, guys. Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, sure.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to always see where the draw on liquidity is. You see that now? This is that high they're targeting for. Okay. This is the high they're targeting for. So like, why would we want to sell from this breaker right here? Because if this was external range liquidity, and if the breaker was very close to the external range liquidity, we know that it will be taken out for sure. And even though like price will give a reaction, the reason is there was an inducement, there was a swing high. So after taking out swing highs, we know that price has to pull back. The reason is there were buy stops resting above this high. So after taking that out, price has to pull back down, because if it keeps going higher and higher, those people would be in profit. But the thing is, at some point they will give you some chance to win, because like they have to create a reason, okay, for them to put their money into these markets. So after taking out this high, you see price just went back up, which means these people with buy stops here would have taken a good profit from this. You get that?
I understand.
Okay. So what else?
Would you mind just giving your views on EU?
EU. Yeah, let's look at EU.
Just for today. Thanks.
Okay. EU. So yesterday I told you, right, this high will be taken out.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you that high will be taken up. Okay. Okay, just give me one. All right. So yesterday I told you on EU, this was a weak high. Okay, this was a weak high. The reason is like, even though it took out all of these highs, did it break structure? No, right? It did not break structure. It failed to break structure. So without breaking this low, if it starts coming back up like this, these highs will be taken out. We know that. Okay, we know that. So they took out this high. So if you go to 15-minute, okay, now they have a strong high. Now we have a strong high. What did price do? Took out liquidity once again from these highs. Okay, and took out a major high too, this high right here. It took out this high too, and it broke structure. Broke minor structure. See that this is when I look at a minor structure break, because why? It took out liquidity and then it pulled back. See, I told you it's the same thing. After taking out this high, it has to pull back. The reason is, see, it went back up and then pulled back right away. The reason was there were buy stops resting above this high. They'll trigger them and then come back down for those stop losses. And then the same thing, created another swing high, went back up, broke structure. So then if I mark my Asian range, from 230 to 930. This was my Asian range. So now what is price doing? We had a range from this high to this low. Okay, price went into a premium price. Okay, it went into a premium price, but I think this high right here is an inducement. This is how I take it as. Okay, this high right here is for sure an inducement. You see, it did not do anything significant. It came to the breaker, that's right. So I told you the one that comes into the breaker will become the inducement most of the time.
Yeah.
Is that what did price do? I will always wait for this high to be taken out. For sure, I'll wait that high to be taken out. Look out liquidity, induced. Now they'll do something like this, and then now. You get that? See that? Now this
You
I
are
told you,
reading
this
your
is that
lifestyle.
setup I'm always looking for. Okay. So this is that inducement. I will wait for this high to be taken out, no matter what, because that will always be safe. Okay. Because I don't trust the moves that comes from the breakers. I don't trust this. I do not trust this at all. So price will I will wait for price to sweep above these highs. This high is a strong high right now on the 15-minute. Okay. I will wait for it to like sweep all of this and then tap into somewhere around here. That's what I would look for. Okay.
And then you just target those lows.
Yeah, I'll target like all of these lows, maybe. But the thing is, today is FOMC, so all of these highs has chances of being taken out. These highs or these lows. Okay, but maybe but on GU I expect those highs to be taken out, so it has to do the same thing on EU too, because it's the correlating pairs. Can expect something like this or something. Let's see though. Let's see. That was just my view, and I'm not trading EU, but on GU that's the one. That is my analysis. Okay, that is what I'm personally waiting for price to come and tap into this right here. Okay, I hope I cleared at least one or two of your doubts.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, if you have anything else, you can ask now.
And what about the gold?
Oh, can you mute this guy?
Hold it.
Who was that?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Arena.
Oh.
Please mute that
guy. I feel like I'm in the toilet.
How am I to mute her? Shit. Move.
It was Irina.
Yeah. Shit. Just bear with it, guys. I don't know how to mute her. Okay. Okay. So what was that question?
Yeah. Can you show the gold?
Gold.
Yeah. Because I think it's bullish.
Gold. Oh, you see, I even had this mark, but I could not buy from it. This same setup, guys. Same setup once again. What did price do? Took out liquidity and broke structure. Okay.
Yeah.
Once again, it came back down. We had an inducement, tapped into it, broke structure once again, which makes this the strong low. I wanted to take a buy from here, but I did not. Okay, you see, it's the same thing once again.
Yeah.
It took out all of these lows and it broke structure, which makes this a strong low once again. And we had an inducement. Then we had this wick. Price tapped into it. So now I would expect gold to, now these highs will be taken out for sure, because this is a weak high. This high will be taken out, and then we can expect some sort of a pullback from areas from here. Yeah. And then I guess all of these highs might be taken out. These highs right here might be taken out, because you see it just like nothing. It just reacted off of an imbalance.
Yeah.
That's it. So I hope for that. Yeah, I hope for something like this now. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Yeah. This high will be taken out for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah.
This will be taken out. So, like yesterday, I wanted to buy from this, but I could not. Sadly. Okay. What else? So the thing is, you need to trust your analysis. Okay, you need
yeah.
That's the thing. So you need to trust your analysis. Okay, like do not take what other do not even take my views. Okay, like even I lose trades. That's obvious. Even I lose trades, and I might be wrong. So like no one can help it. So
what's your win percentage?
I'm sorry. That's like 68%. The last time I checked on FTM. That's enough. Obviously, that's enough.
If GU pulls back before going higher, like where do you think it will pull back
if
to?
GU pulls back.
Yeah.
So the first one was until here, and then at least to this 4-hour order block. Okay, we cannot expect price to go below this without taking out all of these lows. I'll wait for price to just tap into this order block or something. I'll wait for that. Yeah. So I hope
you wouldn't go
everything's
down
clear.
to you wouldn't go down to a lower time frame to find.
I'm sorry.
You wouldn't go down to like a lower time frame.
No, the thing
to
is,
see
I'll
where-
wait for these lows to be taken out. Okay, I'll wait for these lows to be taken out, and
Okay.
then I would go to a lower time frame. I would
Oh.
always wait for these lows to be taken out. Okay, and even
Gotcha.
if I do not have a clear order block now, if it like we have this breaker, we have this order block, so I'll mark that whole thing. Okay, I'll mark that whole thing right like this, and then I'll wait for price to do. So I'll just monitor price action at that time. Okay.
Oh.
So right here, I took this by very confidently because that was that last point price could come into that 1 minute thing. Okay, I hope
Gotcha.
it's clear. And
Yeah.
even this week was the generator of this breakout structure. See that?
Yeah.
This week was that generator, which means this had some selling pressure in it. I'm sorry, a selling and a buying both pressures in this little wick right here. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Cool
hope
deal.
everything
Yeah.
makes sense. Yeah. Could me what? Could you what?
Yeah. Cool deal. Thanks. Yeah, I got it.
All right. I hope everything's clear. I hope sounds like everyone got your doubts cleared now.
Yeah,
Do you
almost.
have anything else? Almost. Yeah, the questions will come now. We'll have another session in the like after New York or something. If you all want to join, you all can join because there were people who could not join. So like I can't leave them waiting. Okay, so if you all want to join, you can join again with some new doubts. That's not a problem. Okay, so maybe after New York or something. If you all want to join, just let me know. Okay, so even if you want to do a session tomorrow, okay, if you feel like I'm clearing your doubts, or if you don't feel like that, that's all right. Like, if you feel like that, just let me know. Let's have another session. No problem. I'm not going to charge extra because I'm always free. I'm always in these charts. So like, it's not a problem hanging out with you guys. Okay, just let me know if you want me to clear some doubts for you.
Cool.
I'll help you the way I can.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so I hope everything's clear and everyone has got their doubts cleared.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah, it was
You're
good.
welcome,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
thank you.
guys. So let's have another session in the evening. Okay, like if you want
Okay,
to join,
all
you all
right.
can join. Okay.
What
Come with
time?
questions.
What time?
Let's discuss that in the group. We have so much of
Okay,
time
yeah.
left. Okay, let's
Cool.
see that in the.
Cool.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Let's
All right. All right.
stay safe, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you, thank
welcome,
you.
guys. Bye bye.
GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting. GoLogin is a platform that enables users to manage multiple browser profiles. GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting. GoLogin is a platform that enables users to manage multiple browser profiles.